Welcome back, and in this video we're continuing a remake of the ZX Spectrum classic Jetpack. Right, in this one I'm gonna, after peer pressure, I'm gonna add wrapping, but in order to do that I need to fix the way that we do animation, and so I'm gonna move it to a flickbook animation. So I'm gonna have these 4 frames here are gonna be our left, right, or left animation or walk animation. But I need to be able to have like a doppelganger, and I can't do it with Unity's animation, so I'm going to have to go old school. So it's going to be a flick book, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that just now. So inside prefabs, I'm going to go grab Jetman. Instead of walk right in the animator, I'm going to remove that component, and then I'm going to have another script here, which is going to be create Jetman Animation, and I'm going to drag that onto here, and I'm just going to call this shape, and inside here I'm going to have the frames of the animation. So I'm going to have public, oops, okay, sprites. And if we go back to the artwork here, we'll see that we have our walk right, walk left animation. So I'm going to grab these. Actually, first of all, I'm going to lock it. And then I'm going to grab this one here, grab that one there, and then I'm going to drag that into the sprites here. So that now gives us this here. And then in Jetman, we've got our, oops, uncheck that. We have our locomotion script. So I'm going to have a public Jetman Animation. Jetman Animation. Oh, let's just call it Jetman Shape, for lack of a better phrase. And then we'll have, let's have a idle, which is just whatever the idle is, which is this frame here. But if we go to our script, we'll have a public int idle frame, and our idle frame, what is our idle frame? Walk right number 1. Okay. So our idle frame, let's do shape. Okay. Now we do shape, and then our idle frame is going to be 1. Right. Okay. And then inside here we'll have public void idle. Private sprite renderer. So we want to grab our sprite renderer there so that we can then say sprite renderer dot sprite equals sprites idle frame. Oh, but our idle frame is actually 0 because it's the first element. I mean, we're just setting this up as a sort of, we're not doing anything. And then we'll say public bool is animating, so is animating equals false. And then in our start, we'll make that constantly running. And so we'll start it off as, we'll make sure that it's not animating just now. So I'll go to here. Sorry, there's somebody jumping up and down upstairs. Where is this public? Oh yeah, because it's not compiling. So once we get it to compile, it will come up here. So it's currently not animating, and it's in the idle stage. So we'll say while true, yield return null, and then it will be int current frame. And then we add one to the current frame and then make sure it's clamped in there. So we say current frame plus plus, current frame. So whatever the length is. So if it's 5, then it's going to clamp it to 0 to 4. That's probably too fast. But we'll also say if animating, do that. So only if it's animating do we update the current frame. And then we want to say public full flip flip x okay. So we want to be able to flip the direction. Why is that grayed out? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got our current frame is set to 0. We then add 1 to it every time we go into there. Then we yield return, and that should fix that there. So inside our locomotion, this is where we check our horizontal and vertical axes. So if you want to say if horiz equals 0 and we need to figure out falling and all those kind of states as well, but we're going to do Jetpack shape idle, else Jetpack shape dot flip horizontal equals. So if we're heading, it's always heading right. So if it's heading left, then we want to, in other words, we're going negative. If we want negative towards the negative side of the screen, which is the left-hand side of the screen, we want to flip the horizontal. And we will say Jetman shape dot is animating equals true. Okay. So this is coming in here, and then we've got, there we go, here's our Jetman. And, well, he's going around the other way, which is good. A bit floaty, but again, we knew about that. Not animating though, but it is flipping, which is good. So that is pretty good. Okay. Why? So, percent is animating to be true. That's. I'm going to turn off that is idle animation actually. Let me just turn this off just now. So if we go to here, and then I just comment this out. So idle does nothing. So it's going to be set to be 0 to start with, and then when we move it, that's not running, is it? Let's see what's hitting here. That's not hitting. Why is that not hitting? Oh. No, wait, what? Signature. Wait, is it? Hold on. Okay, why did I do an enumerable? I knew it was that, right? Okay. Oh, that's that sorted. Right, let's stop it and let's go back. Right, run. So ship comes down. Oh yeah, there he goes. Okay. And obviously he's going far too fast. To be honest, I think we can make him kinematic at this point. But we'll leave it just now. And then let's do return new, wait for seconds, 0.33. So a third of a second is probably enough to get the walk animation in there. No. Let's see. This is the last tweak, and then I'm going to do what I was going to do in the first place. Okay. Right, so what I want to do now is I want to have a duplicate of it. So I want to create its shape there, and I don't want to have Jetman Animation. I just want to have shadow. I just want to have a shadow, so I'm going to go in here and create jet shadow. If anybody's got a better way to do this, I would love to know, because yeah. So for Jetman shadow, what I want to say is I want to have public void set shape get component right renderer. Okay, and then Jetman Animation. Yeah, it'd be nice to have this as a sort of, oh, let's call this shadow. And remove that component. No, I don't want shadow. Remove component. Jetman shadow. Okay, and then set shape sprite. if sprite equals null, we're going to close it. So we're going to say set active and then this is going to be transform.position dot equals pause. Okay, and then inside our game, so let's go back to this for a sec. So we've got our left side block. So if I go to here, we get left side block there, which is 8 pixels wide. So let's make that 24. Actually 16 it will be. 16, and then our X is going to be minus 136. Is that right? That seems about right. Yeah, minus 136, which means the right side is going to be 136. Okay, and it's going to be 16. And the reason why is because, oh yeah, we need to extend the ground barrier as well. Ground barrier is going to be 256 plus 16 is going to be, actually, can I just do plus 16? Boom. Oh no, it's going to be plus 16. It's going to be plus another 16. Boom. It's going to be 32. So that matches up with that one there and that one there. So basically the player can waltz off left and right. Now the left side block and the right side block are going to become triggers. And so they're invisible to aliens. But I also want to make them tagged as well. So let's do add tag. Oh no, hang on a sec. The left side block, I want to add that as a separate tag. So I want to say add tag, and then this is going to be left side block, and this is going to be right side block. Right side block, right side block, left side block. Okay. And then for our locomotion, where's our locomotion? Locomotion, here we go. We're going to have public shadow. And inside, so we've got on trigger enter 2D, we have public void on trigger C. That's quite worrying, the fact that it doesn't have a 2D version of it. I wonder if there is a 2D version of it. Actually, maybe I don't want it on trigger stay actually. Oh, that's not coming up actually. Let's say it's inside here. So let's do else if collision dot tag equals left side block. Else if collision tag equals right side block. Maybe what we should do actually is maybe just follow it. How do we get that to do it automatically? Well, I guess we could do it automatically. I guess that's kind of what we do. Actually, maybe that's what we do. So we've got set shape is that. Actually, really we need to have public player. I'm doing it again. Can't remember what it's called. Enumerator. All right. So if player is not equal to null, we can do dot I don't have access to it, do I? Oh, player is that. Okay, what if we did that as locomotion? That's the player. So I'm going to say player shape. What do we have access to here? We get access to flip and so on. That's good. And do we have access to current frame? No, we don't. But we can get access to it because it's our code. So if we go to our Jetman Animation, here we go. So we have current frame. So I'll just grab that. And then we can say public current frame. Okay. And we have sprites. All right. Okay. Current frame. So that's going to be player Jetman shape dot current frame, but all of that is going to be player that. Okay. And then we're going to say get component equals that. That's right. And then that. And then we want to say so this is actually okay, and then we do transform position equals, and then it's got to be the offset from the player. All right. So the offset is basically X and Y difference. Transform position equals player dot transform dot position plus offset. If that's going to be game object dot set active player not equal to null. So if the player is not equal to null, then we're going to set this to be active. Oh, is that going to stop that there? Oh, yeah, okay. So we can say if player equals null, get component sprite renderer clear the sprite, just don't show it. Okay. So, Jetman Animation. Why can I never find Locomotion? Here we go. Okay, so if it's off the right hand side, what we want to say is shadow. Set player, and then it's going to be this new vector3, and then we'll do it as minus 256 0. So whatever so when we go off that edge of the screen, it's going to subtract 256 from the current location and hopefully show up. Let's find out. First we need to go into the prefabs, and then Jetman, and then for here we need to do the shadow. So drag shadow there. And let's give it a whirl. Okay, so now let's go over the right hand side here. Oh, damn it. Oh, let me get rid of these aliens. Alien manager. There you go. Boom, gone. Hey, that's it. No aliens. So we slide off over here. Okay, Jetman, shape, shadow. I feel like shadow has already got something there. Yeah. Yeah, see, there's already something there for that. So, go to Jetman, shadow. So it has no sprite now. I'll fix that. Let's just have... Let's not have that there. Let's do... let's set shadow. That's difficult to say. Let's set shadow to there, and then we'll know. Well, no. See, that didn't work. Oh, right. Set player. So in Jetman Animation, that's not going to work because we're setting the it's not been set yet. Okay, where's this been used? This has been set in the Jetman shadow. Damn it. An issue. Alright. It's still, nope, that's not good. Why is that getting set? Like that. So we go to prefabs, Jetman, Shadow, doesn't have anything. But as soon as I run it, it sets it up. Okay, that's right. So that's right. That should be right, but it's not. See how it's got the two shapes there? Shadow. Oh wait, that's why. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing there. That's why. So that makes sense. So, oh dear. Yes, this has got walk right, and this has got walk right. Okay, but it's not. Send this up. So it's trying to check that against the. Oh, because that doesn't exist just now. Actually, I think I think I can fix that. I mean, it's not actually going to be an issue because I'm not going to be able to do it here anyway. But this is inside the start, so if I add a sorry, inside the awake, but if I it's not going to be a problem in the grand scheme of things. Why? Oh no. Oh, it's just failing in there. That's why, because the shadow's starting already. So I think I need to have, if it's not running, so it is running. Public. Ooh. So let's set this off here. So it's not going to be running just now. So when I get into our locomotion, which is there, I'm going to say shadow dot is running. So this will fix it. I hope. Nope. Whoa, hold on. Okay, spending far too long on this. Sorry, folks. This is supposed to be figuring out the left and right here, and this is causing more problems than anything else. All right, let's just kill that just now. So I don't want to show. So on update, so on update, I want to be able to set that to be there. So it's going to be shadow dot set player this new vector 3 minus 48 0. Okay, so it's going to be 48 back on the X. Right, as soon as we enter this point here, Yep. Right side block. Right side block. And it's a trigger. Right side block. Okay, let's see if this is actually doing something. Right. So here we go. And we run and run and run and run and run. Okay, well, it's hitting it. So the player is Locomotion, that's there. All right, so we're going to hit that there. Is running's false. Okay, let's get rid of that. Right. Ooh, how did that happen? Jetman shadow. Actually, if I did Jetpack, look, local position. Actually, if I just do Jetpack local position, it'll fix it automatically anyway. So I don't really need to do this update thing. Well, I do need to do it because I need to update the sprite direction, but I don't need to set the offset. So I just need to say transform.local position equals offset. So whatever the offset is, I don't really care. Yeah, because it's offset from the player, because the player is basically dragging this other player around. So go over here. There we go. That's right. So when they get to this point here, that's when I replace it. Okay. All right. So what I want to say is I want to check and see if the player hits a particular block. I want to see if they exit it or if they go so far into it. So if they exit, then I want to remove the player. So I want to say on trigger exit. Exit. I want to say if collision dot tag goes right side block. If transform dot position dot x is greater than collision dot game object dot transform dot position dot x. In other words, it's on the right hand side of it. What I want to do is I want to say shadow. Actually, it's going to be var world position equals shadow dot transform dot position, which is going to get me the world position. And then I want to say transform dot position equals world position, and then I want to say shadow dot set player null 0. So if they go off the right hand side, then spin the player around the other way. Spin the other player around it, wrap the player basically. So when they get to this point here, so keep going. There we go. So if we keep going this way, the player will then wrap around this way, which is right. And we just keep going. Perfect. There you go. There's screen wrapping. Finally got it. Okay. Now, else if they go the other way around, in other words, they've exited that way, then all we need to do is set it to null, because that means that the player has now left. They've decided that they don't want to go off the right edge of the screen. They want to come back to the left edge of the screen. So if we do it this way, we'll do this very slowly. So we'll see that we get a duplicate one here, like that. But then we come back out this way and it removes it. Okay. Now the illusion will be complete when we add one final detail to this. Else if collision.tag equals left block. So we do the same thing but in reverse. So we want to say if x is less than that collision's transform position on the left hand side, we want to move it to the other side. Otherwise, we want to reset. We want to remove the shadow player from the game. Okay. So that's that there. And then for this one, for the left hand side, we're going to do 256 because we want to go to the other one. All right. Getting somewhere. So if we go off to the left hand side now, we should end up on the right hand side. So we'll do the half test. So this is them kind of going through here. There we go. We can see them in there. And if we go that side, that deletes it. And then this side, they go all the way through, and then that player gets removed. Okay. All right. Now we need to do collision detection things, but I think we're okay with collision detect, or at least I've got a plan in my head that I think we're okay with collision detection. Okay. Now for the left hand side and the right hand side of the screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2D object sprite, and it's just going to be a square, and it is going to be what's the position of this one here? Left side block. Left side block is that, so minus 136. Okay, so minus 136, 0, and the height is gonna be scale on the y is gonna be, what is that, 192, and the scale on the x is gonna be 16, and the color is gonna be black. And actually we need it to be wider than the screen, don't we? Yeah, we need it to be wider than the screen. Okay, so let's make that, yeah, minus, yeah, that's good enough. Minus 152. 152. Okay. It's 152, 48. Okay. And this one, the sprite order is going to be 2500. Okay. Some arbitrary value, which basically means it's in front of every sprite. So I'm going to call this left hand side curtain, and I'm going to duplicate that, and this is going to be right hand side, and that's going to be that. Okay, so now the game's going to look like this, and when we play it, Jetman is now going to seamlessly go off the left hand side and the right hand side of the screen, and we should be able to get him to take off as well, and it'll just work. So he's still clamped up to this point here, but yeah, he now seamlessly wraps around the screen. And I am going to stop the video there because we have a winner. Now the next thing we need to do is get Jetman to fire properly. But the other thing I think I want to do, or I want to try anyway, is I think I want to make him kinematic, because I want to clamp him to absolute pixels, because I think that might make the jetpack a little bit more realistic. And then the rest of it is just we need to do the scoring. Sorry, we need to do the not the scoring, the what am I going to say there? Shooting. We need to do the shooting, and I think I've got a solution for that as well, that involves lots of little sprites instead of one big sprite. So stay tuned for those videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks very much. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it the old thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it the old thumbs down. Leave a comment below as well. All of these things help rise us up in the YouTube algos, and I really appreciate it, because it really drives the channel forward a little bit. And as always, if you did enjoy this, you got this far, and you want timely reminders of when I put new videos up, then don't forget to hit the old subscribe button and notification bell, and YouTube will work its algorithms and give unto you these videos, whatever, or not. It's up to you. It's a free country. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.